What's up guys, Shawnthebro here, and we're back for another episode of the fighting game tutorial series. In today's episode, we are going to continue going over achievements. Previously in this series, we've gone over creating the achievement descriptions themselves, setting up the achievements in a data table, adding these achievements to a profile, creating an achievement notification widget, and tracking if an achievement is unlocked or not. But we still have more to do. We mainly need to track the progress that we have on achievements and which achievements we have unlocked, then trigger the achievement to unlock when the unlock conditions have been met. In today's episode, we are going to be tracking our achievements, saving that data, loading that data in, and determining how much progress or what percentage or what ratio of that achievement that we have. So for example, if we need to do something 13 times and we've done it once, we have 1/13 of the achievement. Or if we need to do something 5 times and we've done it 3 times, we have 3/5 of the achievement. So we want to make sure that we can calculate that and save our data between our sessions. That way we don't lose all of our achievements every time we close the game. We'll be covering that in today's episode, but before we get started, if you want to get caught up in the entire series and check out how we've done things like our combo counter, our rounds, our match timer, our input buffer, and a whole lot more, I'll link you to the entire fighting game tutorial series right here in the top right corner so you can check all that out. Alternatively, if you only care about the achievements, you don't have to follow along with the whole fighting game series to implement these achievements. But I do recommend that you watch the other episodes on achievements, as we are building on top of that logic today. And if you're already familiar with what we did for our achievements in those episodes, this episode will be very easy to follow along with. I'll link the first episode of achievements right here in the top right corner. With that out of the way, we can go ahead and get started. This is a code and blueprint tutorial series. Since we're going to be working with our achievement system itself, the back end, the logic portion, we're going to be focusing in the code today. Let's start out by going there, and we'll go to our base game instance. Basegameinstance.cpp and basegameinstance.h are where we handled the achievement progress so far. A very quick recap is that we have this F achievement structure right here that contains all the information about the achievement. Then we have the F achievement status down here, which just checks the name and if we've unlocked it or not. This is also where we are going to store our progress toward that achievement, like I was mentioning 1 out of 13 or 3 out of 5 earlier. If we go to basegameinstance.cpp, this is also where we're handling our saving and loading. And it occurs down below: save game, load game. In save game, we go through all the values that we want to save out to the file, we set them, and then we write that data out to the file using uGameplayStatic save game to slot. In load game, we read all the data from the file using load game from slot and set all the variables that we have equal to those values. This is really not going to be any different for our achievements. We just need to add our achievements into the mix here. Let's go to save game. And let's scroll down below everything else that we've saved in here right before save game to slot, and make a new comment here: save each achievement entry with all necessary data. And we can basically do what we did for the other arrays in here. So for int I equals 0, I is less than data to save, and this will be achievement entries. We're going to need to create this. Achievement entries.num, so all of our achievements, ++ I. And above this for loop, we need to set the number of achievements that we're going to save out. Set the number of achievement entries to save. And this will say data to save achievement entries dot set num. And we're going to set it to achievement statuses.num. Now we need to update our save game object. That way we can actually tell the save file, or the object that we're saving, that we will be saving out achievements. We already have a class for this called saveGameData. If we go to the CPP and the header of that and go to savegamedata.h, scroll down in here, these are all the fields that we're saving out. We want to do the same thing for our achievements. The array of all achievement entries on this save file. U property of visible anywhere. We will be able to see it in the blueprints, but we won't be able to edit it. Perfectly fine. T array, F achievement status. We want specifically our F achievement status because the F achievement status is the one that has the fields that are dictated by logic, like if it's unlocked or not. And again, our unlock conditions that I was mentioning earlier. If we just saved out our achievement, it would be nothing that we couldn't grab through the data table on initialize that we do in the base game instance already. This is specific to the progress that the player has made on it. Let's go back to savegame.data.h, T array of F achievement status, achievement entries. And now if we go to the savegame.data.cpp and go to the constructor, we set the default values for our variables, including our arrays here, and we want to do the same thing for our achievement entries. We want to set num 0, initialize it with no achievements to start. And now we're done with our save game data. In our base game instance.cpp, now our data to save has that achievement entries. So when we try and set num on it to the achievement statuses, that works. In this for loop where we're setting the data, we need to make sure that we set the individual fields on our achievement statuses to the data that we have locally. So data to save achievement entries at index I equals achievement statuses at index I. Then, just like the other ones that we saved out, let's log this out just so we know that it's working correctly. So UE log temp, this is going to put our log in the basic default log, which in the editor is our output log. Then we need the verbosity. I had put these other ones as warnings just so that we could read them easily. You can do that if you want, but I'm going to change these other ones now to just be a log. This will make the text white in the output log, and that way it doesn't look like anything is wrong. I'm going to do this for the unlocked items, the news entries, the match history entries, and I want to do this for the achievement entry as well. But if you want to make this one a warning or an error, just to make sure you can see it immediately while testing, that's perfectly fine. After this, I'm going to use my text macro, and we're going to write what happened in this log. And we're just going to say achievement data has been saved for index %d for decimal, and that allows us to add a parameter to this log, comma I. We're just showing the index of the achievement that we saved the data for. Great. And now we want to do the same thing for our load game. So load game reads in all the data that we're loading. Let's go below our match history entries, set the number of achievement entries to load, and we're going to check to see if we have loaded data that represents the amount of achievements that we need to track. So if achievement statuses dot num is less than data to load achievement entries dot num, then achievement statuses dot set num to data to load achievement entries dot num. So if we found achievement entries in our loaded data, we want to make sure that our achievement statuses matches that size of the container. That way we can hold all of that loaded data. Load each achievement entry with all necessary data. For int I equals 0, I is less than data to load achievement entries dot num plus I. Then in here, we're going to do the reverse of what we did in the save. So we are going to set our achievement statuses at index I equal to data to load achievement entries at index I. Then let's also log it out here to make sure we're loading it correctly. So UE underscore log temp. Again, we'll make this one log. For the text macro here, we'll say achievement data has been loaded for index %d, comma I. And also for these logs that we have in the load game, let's change them from warning to log, as they're not actually warnings, they're good things. At this point, we're ready to test our saving and loading. We won't really be able to see anything being unlocked because, as I mentioned, that's one of the last things that we need to cover in this achievement system for it to be complete. However, we can track and make sure that the data is being saved correctly and loaded correctly, or saved for every achievement and loaded for every achievement. To do this, let's launch the game. The editor is back open. Now we can go to our output log and clear the log. Let's launch our game. And as soon as we launch this game, the data should be loaded. And you can see that we are seeing logs for the things that we loaded, like our match history, our unlockables, and our news entries. We're not seeing any for achievements, but this makes perfect sense because we haven't saved out any data for achievements yet. By default, we could save some out, that way it's not empty, but that's not really needed. We'll grab that data from the data table first, then when we are in the game here, we can go into Versus, for example, and play a match. Our game saves whenever we complete a fight. So let's go ahead and win against our opponent. Okay, and we just won our fight. So let's scroll down in our output log and we'll see logs for saving our data. Here's unlockable data, here's news data, match history data, and at the bottom, achievement data. Now we have 2 achievements in our game, so seeing 2 achievement logs is really promising. This means we saved data for our 2 achievements, and specifically we did save the entire structure, so that means not only did we save the name of the achievement that it was associated with, but also the boolean for if it's unlocked or not. And when we get into what I was mentioning earlier about the unlock conditions, that will be saved as well. Now at this point we can main menu and close our game. Let's clear our output log again and let's play another session. If we go to where we're loading the game, we'll also see that the achievement data has been loaded for these 2 achievements. And that means our achievements on our profile, as we get into the unlock conditions and the actual triggering of those achievements, will know if they are locked or not, and the player will know what status their achievements are in. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode on achievements and the achievement system in your Unreal Engine project. If you did, please subscribe and consider joining the Patreon, YouTube membership, and Discord subscriptions to help support the channel. I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who has. You're all fantastic, and I'm so happy you're enjoying this series. It's so fun to work on, and I really appreciate the support. If you ran into any problems following this tutorial or any of my tutorials, feel free to join the Discord community. There is a link in the description. I would be happy to help you out. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Shawnthebro, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, guys.